Yo. What up? What up, brother? How's she kicking? Oh, that looks ugly. God damn. Still working on fucking Spalder. I did actually don't look that bad, but. I mean. Probably like there. Maybe just move up. I don't know, man. This is tricky. So easy to like get a pattern and make it whatever, base it off of a pattern, but when you try truly. Now, to be fair, I'm trying to be like super historically accurate with like references. I just got some new steel today, so I could finally make my back plate. Oh, type shit. I'm working on a Gothic Spalder. And I know it looks real bad because it doesn't have all the other lanes. But, yeah. That's the top bit. I need to fit it a lot. Either... This part in the middle needs to get bumped out a lot more than it is. So that means I need to raise that bump out by going over to the old WikiFuck over here. This is so janky, but... I feel like I almost need a fluting tool for what I need to do right now. Okay, that got it a little better. A little better. Yeah. Then I think this top edge gets rolled. But, yeah, man. If you're still here, the Gamson and shit, man. What up, brother? Yeah, the thing with mine right now is a lot of the stuff on... So I'm using a reference from the Met, which is like a 1490s Spalder. And whatchamacallit. There's a couple of references, and I can't find a really good side reference. So really trying to get it set and square. And it looks so weird right now because it's still so jank. But and this is using 14 gauge, which I think is around like 2 mil, just because I'm going to be getting whacked with it. So, but yeah, I was thinking about trying to make a brigandine, but again, I don't know how to sew for shit, pretty much. Trying to do stuff as historically as you can can be so freaking tricky. Because all the lanes I'm doing are getting work hardened. So I'm doing like harness fencing, kind of like Dequidum style. Me and my buddy, we're in a HEMA club, but the HEMA club, I don't want to say it's like they do things a little more safe and controlled. And me and my buddy just kind of want to like really, go at it. So I'm trying to make things look as historical as I can while still not, like Boohurt kinda, I get Boohurt, you're just trying to smack the shit out of each other. So you need a lot more protection. So some things look, big. That's the issue I'm gonna have, I feel like, is I can only put my attention to only a certain thing without getting like sucked to another hyperfixation. Technically speaking, what I should do is heat up the space between here and smack it down. But so with this here, actually, which is kind of weird, the reference I'm using for this, I actually messaged a friend of mine over in Poland, and to give me pretty much criticism on the side angle. And he actually said, if you look at the side angle of the reference picture, it's actually pretty close to what it is now. This lip here lips up, and it goes that downward shape going downwards. I might have to still dish it in a little bit, but and the original issue I had is Spalders are a lot wider than I think they are naturally. Like, even there, from what it is now, that top plate will be able to articulate with the other lambs, hopefully. And I'm sculpting. Here, actually, oh crap, I don't have any. So a lot of it is just testing stuff. Like this one here is my first test piece I did with a pattern, which did not, turn out that great. I don't even know where my first Spaldery piece is. Oh, here it is. So this thing I made probably like when I first got into making armor here. And I literally just scrapped it. Like scrapped parts and shit. So technically speaking, that gap between each lame should not be that fucking extreme. They shouldn't be matching up pretty well. And this is what I learned fluting on. Doing the kind of raising method of fluting. So, so rusty. But this one's actually pretty deep comparatively. Which, works out until you get to like there. But honestly, the lambs, I don't know. And that's a big issue. That's why I need a arming doublet. Wink, wink. If you know, you know. Yeah. I'm probably going to need to file out that crevice there too. Probably. I mean, that's definitely not out of my... I haven't made it personally, but this guy's all rusty now. I've made stuff like Bessigues and stuff, which is pretty much just, a longer Bessigue in different areas. I need better files, man. My files are not the greatest things on the planet. My, whatchamacallit, belt sander died. Very sad. So a lot of these stuff here, it's gonna be, I'm gonna go back in and actually define the points a lot more. I still feel like a little bit that this should be a little shorter. But. So, in a hypothetical world, oh, unfortunate. I appreciate that. So, in a hypothetical, not really. These aren't related whatsoever, part-wise. But there'd be a lamb underneath here, a couple of lambs, and one bigger piece at the bottom, which protects the arms. Well, the upper cannon, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But yeah, all this stuff is the, like, quote unquote, like, sculpting technique. So I'm just getting pieces of metal and cutting it to see if it works. So when you do a lame and you want, if you're working with mild steel and you still want everything to be sturdy and strong, because if you just hit it in like base dishing and whatever, a lot of that stuff is still weak. A thing you can do is work hardening, which is if you hit it a bunch of times, it'll pretty much keep moving. And I don't know if any of you guys work with metal, or at least sheet metal, it kind of hardens through that way, called work hardening. But I'm just gonna roughly bend it though, because I'm just gonna see if this works. Yeah, no, and again, I normally wouldn't want to bend this just because I'm testing it, but no, I do not. Well, I normally do, but Robert McPherson, the homie, advised me to try making, using the sculpting method. So I mean, I have a rough one, but I'm working on a Spalder, so a shoulder protection. So let's see. seams is a little wider. Oh my lord, what is this? But I do normally, with everything else I've done, normally do patterns. Dude. Oh. See ya, brother. Also, if you're still here, I watched a lot of your videos beforehand. I started making any videos. At work, I work at a machine shop, and so I just like watch every video on armor in existence that I could. So so that's a press. So this part here is going to be cut out, which is kind of weird. It's kind of bending, so I'm gonna fix that. And I'm fixing it just by grabbing a rubber mallet and smacking it on the anvil to get that little bow out of it. I need to look at some references right now. Oh, I have Wi-Fi in here, no shot. I didn't know I have Wi-Fi in the garage. Let me check. Okay. Check here. Okay, so that's the thing I need to fix. So I'm probably gonna most likely make an armament, but so I made it very broad in the Milanese armor, right? I said it's technically an export. I never said the where, so I can make it very broad. I can be like, it's going to Germany or whatever. So because the thing is, a lot of this base construction up to a certain point, I could be like, I could do multiple parts, you know what I mean? Or I can be like, oh, breastplate, boom, placard, boom. But if you want to make it a German export, this is what's been shown, etc. English, like the work effigy, um, stuff like that. But most likely an armet. So yeah, it's technically speaking, it's around the 1450s. But it's gonna be. I want it to be vague enough, um, so people can kind of get different things from it. You know what I mean? Um, Technically, what I'm working on now is not really for the armor specifically. It's gonna be for my personal combat harness. Oh Jesus! Huh? Okay. You scared the shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? Here. I mean, that's an opinion. I don't agree with you, but your your opinion matters. I would say actually no. Okay. Lamalar can look very sick. I've seen very cool like Boo Hurt kits and stuff. What up, ODST? But I've seen various kits where they like for Boo Hurt. And what I'm thinking of personally is more of the Middle Eastern. I don't even know if that's what it would be under, but there we go. That's good. Yeah. Lots of it. Ultimately, it depends what you want from it, you know what I mean? I do want to do some more, whatchamacallit, other areas around the world talking about armor, not just primarily, the plate armor and shit like that. Yo, yeah, no, I try. Time to time. I did a mess up. I didn't post videos for like 3 days. And I could have. I just, I don't want to say I didn't have time to. It's just things ran into things and, you know. Why are you getting stopped up there? That fits better, but I feel like something's going on here with this metal. So I'm pretty much going through kind of work hardening this whole thing. So the Renaissance is where it's at, man. Hey, if any of you guys didn't watch my, long form video, you should go do that. To be fair though, I did leave out like a fat gap of things, so. I started, so I always wanted to do blacksmithing. I grew up and I'm still in a very historical like town. Whatchamacallit. There was a blacksmith at like a small camp I went to. Did that, really digged it. But didn't really start blacksmithing until last year. About this time last year. Maybe a year before, maybe. Last year. Then I got into knives, but I've always liked, armor. So then I decided I could probably make armor. So now I'm here. Also, I'm getting a lot more better camera stuff. I'm getting like a whole new setup and shit, so I can do long form to make it look really nice and crisp and well edited and new lighting and all that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude, you should definitely start armoring, and call your whole thing like Milan, whatever. I'm doing something sketchy, so. best way to do that. Nice. Don't even know where that's at, but you know. Obviously in Africa, like you said. But... Dude. Yes. What up? It's going. I'm just tightening up every things between the gaps here, and then I'm gonna stencil on where I need to cut and all that. So. I know it looks so weird right now, but you gotta trust the process here. So that lane is roughly sketched out a wee bit, but oh god, this explode. I'm pretty sure in the references. Yeah, sticking out a little shorter than that. All right, bye-bye. Here we go. I'll be right back.